We're going to do lesson 2.4 and 2.5 together as one lesson because it follows the same rules. You just simply multiply your numbers and decide if you have two negatives, two positives, a negative, and a positive, and then go from there to figure out your answer. One way to know is you can make a tic-tac-toe board and have your positives going down the diagonal, and then you can just sit and say a positive and a negative is a negative going down, a negative and a positive is a negative and a negative is a positive. If you want to cross, a positive and a negative is a negative and a positive is a negative and a negative is a positive. So it's just knowing if you have same signs like two positives, if you go diagonal, or two negatives, or if you have different like a negative and a positive, that just determines your final answer. So 2 times 8, if we just did the multiplication, 2 times 8 is 16. One of them is negative, so my answer is negative. 4 times 4 is 16. Both of them are negative, so if I go back to this, if you think about it, a negative and a negative is a positive, so my final answer is positive 16. 6 times 2 is 12. One of them is negative. My answer is negative. 7 times 3 is 21. They are both positive. They are both the same. Or they're both negative. I'm sorry. They're both negative. Therefore, the answer is positive. This works exactly the same way, even with a variable. For right now, it's just very simple. We don't have any other variables to multiply together in each of the expressions. So 2 times 3 is 6, the x, so that'd be 6x. One of them is negative. My final answer is negative. 4 times 5y would be 20y. One of them is negative. My final answer is negative. 9 times 2z would be 18z. One of them is negative. My final answer is negative. 5 times 6a is 30a. Both of them are negative. Therefore, my final answer is positive. We know how to evaluate. This is a review of the previous chapter. So the first thing we're going to do, the first thing we do is substitute. Substitute. So -6, parenthesis, -5. And I would put these in parentheses. Do not use dots. Do not use X's. It's -6, parenthesis, -5, parenthesis, -6. Put them in parentheses. And then do the order of operations. So I'm going to multiply the first two together. So -6 and -5. And I get positive 30. Positive 30, because I have two negatives, times -6. And then I get 180. And then one of them, because of this -6 being negative, my final answer is -180. Again, this works the same way for division. So just divide. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 27 divided by 3 is 9. One of them is negative. My answer is negative. 25 divided by -5 is 5. One of them is negative. My answer is negative. 63 divided by 9 is 7. One of them is negative. My answer is negative. So there's the division rules. Substitution works the same way. So we have -144 over -12. 144 divided by 12 is 12. They are both negative, so my final answer is positive. And then the last thing, determine whether the following statement is true or false. If false, give a counterexample. If true, give an example. Division of integers is commutative. So remember, commutative means order of numbers change. So just think of any number. So 28, and I'm going to divide that by 4. I know that that is 7. So commutative property would say that the 28 and the 4 would switch places. And now I have 4 divided by 28, which is 1 over 7. 7 is not the same as 1 over 7. They are two different answers. So therefore, is division of integers commutative? And it's not commutative under division. So we can't divide using commutative property to solve this problem.